everyone, and welcome to J.J. Isaacson Field here at Seymour Smith Park. Mike Knockenhauer alongside Ethan McCormick here to bring you Game 1 of our Tuesday night doubleheader here from Seymour Smith Park. We welcome you here to our press box. Ethan, we got two teams that have kind of struggled out of the gate. Black Sox lost 7 of their first 8, and Bombers coming off of getting a combined no-hitter against them, against the Filth Ballers. So both teams looking to bounce back today.
Rough starts for both teams. You mentioned it. Yeah, the Black Sox have lost 7 of their last 8. Their only win coming against the Haymakers a couple weeks ago. For the Bombers, 4-5-1. We'll look at the standings here in a little bit. They are involved with the only tie with the Red Raiders, who are second to last in the Corn Belt League so far this year. So, yeah, rough starts for both teams, but the Bombers are not in a bad spot. They're 5th. So they definitely have a chance to get going here as we got about 3 or 4 more weeks left of the Corn Belt League season.
As we'll take a look now at our standings thus far, you see the Royal Blue Dogs at the top 9-1. Have been finding ways to win baseball games. Rail Riders and Filth Ballers down at 2-3. Filth Ballers currently playing the Haymakers, who are down at 6. Crop Dusters sitting at 3-4. As we said, the Bombers 4-5-1, along with the Red Raiders, who they tied with back on opening day, and the Black Sox back down at 8. Rough start to the season for both of these teams, but as we said, looking to try and find a spark before the All-Star break.
Right, trying to find the spark before the All-Star break, which is coming up here in just about a week and a half. Next, I believe it's next, I don't want to be mistaken, next Sunday, I believe, is the All-Star game, so a week and a half from today. So, but, I mean, the Bombers, when you look at some of these teams have played a lot more games than the others. The Haymakers are 2-5. They played 7 games. Well, the Blue Dogs are 9-1, and they've played 10. Same with the Rail Riders. They've played 10. Filth Ballers have played 11. So some teams playing a lot more games. You can get a big sample size of those teams. And then teams like the Red Raiders, the Haymakers and the Black Sox, who have played 8 and 7 games respectively, you don't have as big of a sample size. So these types of games for the Black Sox, still early technically in their season, they need to get a win and get going.
Yeah, we'll take a look at what the Bombers did last Saturday, as it should say Bombers' most recent game, but as we said, they did get combined no-hit by the Filth Ballers pitching staff, but they only scored 1 run on Tommy Rowland, who ended up walking in all 3 of his plate appearances. But that Filth Ballers pitching staff gave up a lot of runs, gave up a lot of walks, but also struck out a lot and didn't allow a hit the entire game.
Yeah, you mentioned the pitching staff, 6 walks, 7 strikeouts. They were able to get the Bombers on base, but they did give up 7 Ks as well, and that's a really good game for the Filth Ballers, who are a pretty good team in this Corn Belt season. They're second in the division or in the conference or the league, I guess, whatever word you want to use to describe it this season. But yeah, they're a pretty complete team. The Bombers, they got to get things going. Their offense is kind of abysmal at times. They got to get things going.
Yeah, as obviously the Filth Ballers have won the Corn Belt League the last 2 seasons. As now we'll look to the other side of the diamond and the Black Sox. As a bit of a sloppy game against the Blue Dogs. They went and actually ended up tying it up at the end of the 3rd inning, but the Blue Dogs with 6 runs in the 4th and eventually winning 11-4, 8 combined errors and only 10 hits between the 2 teams. So if you're the Black Sox, what are you trying to do after a game like that on Sunday?
Well, you just got to get the bats going. 3 hits and 3 errors, that's abysmal. You got to get those bats going. Trevor Storer was good for the Black Sox. 3 2/3 inning pitch, had 5 Ks. The earned runs and hits, I feel like, are not exactly storytelling to how he actually pitched. And Caben Stenbach went 2 for 4 with a run in RBI. He's been a pretty good guy for them this season. But this Black Sox team is better than their record. They can pitch. They've got a lot of great guys out there. They just got to go out there and piece together inning, and they'll come away with a win eventually.
And we will step aside real quick for our national anthem and lineups, but we will be back here at J.J. Isaacson Field here at Seymour Smith for first pitch of the first game of our doubleheader here on the Corn Belt League Network. Just about to get underway here between the Bombers and the Black Sox. On the bump tonight for the Black Sox is Dylan Novotny, 14 2/3 pitched this year. This is his third game he started. He appeared in relief back on Sunday against the Blue Dogs, but as we said, 14 2/3 pitched, 12 hits, 8 earned runs, 8 walks, 9 strikeouts. Has a 4.91 ERA and a 1.36 WHIP. Just about to get underway here. Nick Ripa, the third baseman for the Bombers. First pitch is upstairs, and we are underway here on Tuesday Night Baseball.
First pitch time is 5:02, and it's 84 degrees here at the ballpark.
Ripa looks at strike one. Good pitch there from Novotny as he finds the zone for the first time this afternoon. That one going to be grounded to the second baseman. Over to first. And the first out of the night is a ground out to second base by Nick Ripa, and there's one down.
Now batting, the left fielder from Wayne State College, number 17, Cam Matson.
Cam Madsen, the left fielder for this Bombers squad. Leads the team with a 429 batting average. As he'll look at strike one, comes in tonight, slotted in at the number 2 hole. The 0-1. It's just going to miss. Madsen with a 600 on-base percentage. His OPS at the only player on this team who has an OPS above 1,000 at 102.9. So here's the 1-1 from Novotny. Swung on and grounded foul past the third base line.
You mentioned Novotny. As a team, 7.71 ERA as a team coming into this ball game. That's just not ideal. That's got to be a lot lower. That would put him last in the Corn Belt League and team ERA.
So that one to be fouled off, and Madsen will stay alive, but count remains at 1-2. Said Madsen leads the team in hits with 12 hits. All of them have been singles, and make that 13 as he's going to shoot that one into the left center gap. And Cab Madsen is the first base runner of the evening as he gets on with a 1-out single.
Expect this Bombers team on the base paths to be very aggressive. They're going to steal. They're going to get hit-and-run situations, small ball type of situations going out here. They are going to make you pay out on the base paths, and they've got some speedy guys out there that can do some damage, and Cam Madsen, definitely one of them.
Ball one taken by the 3-hole hitter, extra hitter Carson Wright. As he finds himself here with a runner on first, here in the top of the first. Runner taking off, Madsen down to second, and he will slide in safely, throw a bit offline there from the catcher in Nuno. And the Bombers already with a runner in scoring position early in this one.
Remember what I said about stolen bases? Next pitch, stolen base. They like to get out in transition. It's almost kind of like a fast break in basketball, right? You get out in transition, you get your runner stealing early. It gives you a chance to put some runs on the board. And that's exactly what the Bombers have kind of done. If you look at some previous box scores for the Bombers this past season, a lot of runs come in the first 3 innings. They capitalize, they make you pay early, and they can definitely close out games. They're not like the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
2-0 to right. That one's going to be low, and he works himself into a 3-0 count.
I had to throw the shade in there.
It's been a rough couple of years for Cornhusker fans.
Rough is an understatement. Rough is an understatement. Let me tell you.
It's been a lot of sadness.
Whole lot of sadness. Ooh, man.
3-0 to right. He will take strike one. most likely had the red light here early in this one.
Yeah, you rarely have the green light unless that ball is just a meat ball. It's a ball that you can for sure drive to the deepest part of the field and bring home a runner. Most of the time, you're going to have the red light.
Novotny looks down. Madsen at second. The 3-1 rides a little inside, and Wright works himself a 5-pitch walk, and the Bombers with 2 on with only 1 out here in the top of the first.
Now batting, the designated hitter from Wayne State College, number 9.
So after the
Barnett.
ground out by Nick Ripa, the 2 and 3 hitters from the Bombers put themselves on base for Nick Barnett, the DH. And that one going to be just outside. Good eye there from Barnett. If you're Novotny in this situation and it's early and you've already allowed a couple base runners, what's going through your head usually?
Just staying calm, staying poised, staying true to your game. You have an out. You have some outs to work with, and you've got forces at first, second, and third.
This one going to be grounded to the third baseman, Eklund, over to first. So Barnett will ground to third, but that will move both runners into scoring position as there's now 2 outs here in the top of the first.
That was kind of like a swinging bunt. Was a great hit in terms that it didn't enforce a double play. It was hit just weak enough down the third base line where it gave Eklund pretty much the only option was to go to first for Eklund. So that's a great play, honestly, by the Bombers, even though it resulted in an out.
First pitch to Gage Allen is upstairs for ball 1. He comes up, looking to get the Bombers on the board early. So they've already put 2 in scoring position with Madsen on third and Wright at second. Great pitch there from Novotny, evens the count at 1-1.
Allen can break the game open. He's got to wait for his pitch, though. Novotny is loading up the strike zone despite a walk. He still is giving these guys pitches to hit.
There's another good breaking ball. And Novotny 1 out away, 1 strike away from getting out of this early inning jam. The 1-2 from Novotny. Just a bit outside. Count back to 2-2.
Yeah, like you said, just a bit outside that. Painted the outer half of the plate. We'll see what he comes back with here on the 2-2, see if he works inside after going outside on the 1-2.
As Allen's going to call time prior to the 2-2 pitch. Looking to break this one open early. Trying to get the Bombers on the board in the first inning, just inside, and the count rides full. Great eye there from Allen. That one just missed the plate on the inside part. And the 5-hitter, Gage Allen, has worked the count to 3-2. Payoff pitch from Novotny. Swing and a miss. And Novotny puts 2 on here in the first, but he'll get out of the jam. We remain scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first. Welcome you back here. Seymour Smith Park. Josh Kilzer on the bump for the Bombers. Take a look at his pitching stats from this year. 7 innings pitched, his second start on the year. 5 hits, 2 runs, but none of them are earned, so ERA of 0 for the righty.
What's intriguing to me is the 192 opponent's batting average. That's very impressive if you can keep an opponent's batting average below 200, which as a team, the Bombers have a 220 opponent's batting average.
As the leadoff man and Nick DeMonte will show bunt on the first pitch he sees, but pulls back in time, and it's 1-0.
DeMonte is the leading stolen base threat for the Black Sox team, so he's very quick.
Shows bunt again, and this time it will be laid down. Nick Ripa, the third baseman, makes a good play, scoops it up on the third base line, throws it down to first. And a 5-3 put out for the first out recorded for the Bombers defense.
Impressive play over there on the corner right there from Ripa. Did a really good job. Quick glove to hand transition on the throw. Threw it on the run with the speedy DeMonte trailing down the line. That's a really impressive play right there from Ripa. And we're only in the bottom of the first, and we've seen a couple nice plays out in the field.
Dominic DeMaro now, the left fielder, will take strike 1 from Josh Kilzer. Ball 1 upstairs. As we said, both these teams looking to get some sort of a spark after an interesting start to the season. As you said, the Black Sox are a lot better than their record says. DeMaro swings over strike 2.
100%. Yeah, they are a lot better than their record says. That 1-7 record, they should really have 3 or 4 wins on the season.
This one will be grounded to Ripa once again. Fielded, throws over to first. Over to Roland at first. And there's 2 down.
Ripa is a pretty solid fielder. He's not recorded an error so far in the 2023 season. I got to knock on wood because the announcer's jinx is a real thing. But 2 sure plays over there at the hot corner for Ripa. And he's unloaded the cannon on that one. That was a quick throw across the diamond right there. And Ripa gets out another speedy runner in tomorrow.
Kevin Steenbach hitting in the 3-hole this afternoon. Steps to the plate, swings over the first pitch he sees. Kilzer looking to get out of the first inning very quickly, as that one's going to hit Steenbach. Just clipped him. And Steenbach hit by a pitch and will head down to second with 2 down here in the first.
First base runner here for the Black Sox here in this ball game. Big right fielder stepping up to the plate. Left-hander's batter's box. This is going to be our first lefty hitter, righty pitcher matchup that we've seen for between the Black Sox and Bombers so far here in this one. Be interesting to see how Dylan Fuller can go out there and use this matchup to his advantage.
Dylan Fuller, the right fielder. As you said, the lefty versus righty matchup. Is that one going to ride? No, they're going to call it a strike. So first pitch to Fuller catches the inside part of the plate for strike 1.
This umpire can and is notorious for having late strikes. Can ring them up a little late. You just got to be careful.
0-1 from Kilzer is going to be shot into center, and a great diving catch out there by, well, yeah, he did catch it. Tyson McAlexander out in center makes a great diving play. The side is retired. Scoreless tie after 1. We head to the second here on the Corn Belt League Network. Second inning of action here
Leading off the top
from
of the second
J.J.
inning.
Isaacson Field here at beautiful Seymour Smith Park.
College, number 18,
Beautiful day for
Tommy
baseball
Rowland.
thus far, as Tommy Rowland, the first baseman, steps in to lead things off here in the top of the second. As that one going to be called strike one.
Doesn't Roland just have the most baseball-sounding name ever?
Yeah, it's a very baseball sound. You're not wrong.
I definitely feel like he's just got a baseball name, man. Tommy Rowland.
0-2 count to Tommy Rowland.
Mike, you made that awkward.
That was the point.
Man, I was making a comment about this young man's cool name.
As Tommy Rowland strikes out on 3 pitches. As that will be the first out at the top of the second. I apologize. That wasn't supposed to be awkward. That one's on me.
No, you're good. Once Novotny settles in, though, he is not awkward. He gets really confident out there on the mound. He deals. He loads up the strike zone. He does a really good job of giving you his best stuff. Exactly. Prime example, Uno number 1, strike-o, right there.
Yes, that's 4 straight strikes to open up the second inning for him. And that one misses just outside. That one going to fly over. That one flies over Luke Tillman. Counting out to 2-1. That one going to be down and in, but a swing from Rowland, or excuse me, from Tillman, and he's going to hustle it out. Third baseman in Aiden Uckland couldn't get the throw down to first in time, and a hustle infield single for Luke Tillman gives the Bombers a base runner here in the top of the second, excuse me.
College, number 27, Tyson McAlexander.
That one going to be popped up to the catcher. That's not exactly what he was having in mind. McAlexander pops right to the catcher for the second out of the inning. Gordy Nuno just had to camp under that one and just had to take a couple steps and make the catch. Jacob Aberg now up. Pops this one foul over the right pole of the fence here at Seymour Smith Park. A 1 pitch going to be shot down the right field line. It's going to get down. Tillman's going to go first to third. Aberg will stay at first, and the runners are on the corners here with 2 down in the top of the second.
Little bloop single for Aberg right there. Puts runners at the corners. Hit that in no man's land. That's kind of out of reach for your second baseman and your first baseman, and out of reach for your right fielder. Those are some of the most brutal hits that a defense can allow, is those no man's land hits, because they're supposed to be easy outs, but they just plop right in there. Got 2 outs, though, if you're Dylan Novotny, so just go out there and attack.
As he will now have to face Tanner Obrecht, who's slotted in at the 10 spot here this evening, as he'll take strike 1. So once again, Bombers threatening against Novotny for the second straight inning. They look to get on the board here early. Oh, 1. Just low. Good eye there from Obrecht. Runner goes. Throw down to second, and it's going to be overthrowing. I believe that he was going to try and throw it to the shortstop and bait the runner from third, but overshot his shortstop. And Tillman just trots in, and the Bombers strike first. So they now lead 1-0 here in the top of the second.
What an interesting play right there. You don't see that every day where the catcher tries to throw him out, changes his direction of his throw to the shortstop, and just sails one over his head. That's very uncommon.
I believe what he was trying to do was throw it. It looked like he was throwing it down to second to bait the runner from third and just throw it down to his shortstop, and the shortstop would throw it back to him. But instead, he kind of airmailed the guy over there and trickled into center. Makes it 1-0 as Eklund with a good scoop over to first. And the side is retired, but the Bombers bring across a run on the error from the catcher, Gordy Nuno. And the Bombers have a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the second.
One run on 2 hits.
Beautiful day for a ball game here from Seymour Smith Park. You see some of the fans that have come out to support these college athletes. As we now come to the bottom of the second, Luke Saxton, the second baseman, to lead things off against Josh Kilzer, who had a scoreless first inning, had a hit by a pitch that he threw against Caven Steenbeck. Other than that, good start for the righty. So he opens the second frame with a strike on the cleanup hitter for the Black Sox.
Kilzer's got an electric fastball. He can locate it north, south, east, west. We'll see what he can kind of utilize here in the bottom of the second.
So he jams Saxton to foul that one off, and he's up in the count 0-2. Pitch from Kilzer. Gonna miss outside.
Nice block from Obrecht behind the plate. You got to always salute your catchers when they put in the work behind the plate. You can be a wall back there for your pitcher. You're going to get all the credit in the world, and rightfully so. These catchers deserve it. They do put in a lot of work, especially when it's hot.
That one going to be shot to the shortstop. Gage Allen held on to the ball for a little too long.
It's going to be ruled a base hit. That's a tough play right there. Plus, Saxton was flying down the line. Nothing was performed wrong there from Allen to Roland. It was a clean play across the board. Kind of ate Allen up a little bit high. He had to catch it into his chest a little bit high, but made a clean throw, fielded it cleanly. It's just Saxton was flying down the line.
Yep. And Saxton will reach on an infield single. And it brings up the first baseman, Cody Heidenrich, who takes strike one.
This is when the Black Sox need to start taking advantage. They got a runner on with no outs. They need to start moving this guy around the bases. You've got a couple great hitters coming up here in the lineup. This is when you need to start doing some damage.
And Saxton will take off to second. As you said, He's got some speed, and he pretty easily makes his way, gets himself a stolen base, and the Black Sox have a runner in scoring position with no out here in the bottom of the second.
That was actually Luke Saxton's first stolen base of the 2023 season. Before this, he hadn't appeared in too many more games. This was his 6th game of the season, and that's his first stolen base. You would think with that speed, however, that'd be beside the case.
Cody Heidenrich takes 2 straight balls, and the count now to 2-1. Kilzer looking back. Saxton, the pitch. Going to get away from the catcher in Tanner Obrecht. And Saxton moves down to third. And the tying run just 90 feet away for the Black Sox. Two-two pitch. Swing! Excuse me, it's going to be a looking strikeout as Kilzer gets his first punch out of the inning.
The backwards K for Kilzer. He's got a K as his first name of his last, or first letter of his last name. Backwards K. His name is spelled backwards now because of the backwards K.
First punch out of the evening for him, and that one's just going to be out of the reach of the first baseman, Tommy Rowland. And Gordy Nuno with a RBI single to tie things up here in the bottom of the second.
Great piece of hitting. You recognize that, you know, the first baseman's kind of shading closer to the line, maybe up a little bit to get the runner out at home if it is fielded. But Gordy Nuno splits the 3-4 gap perfectly right there. That's a beautiful grounder up that gap. And looks like we were going to see a courtesy runner for the catcher, but it looks like Vern Hasty and the Black Sox are electing not to do that here.
As the single from Nuno brings across Saxton, and we're back knotted at 1 apiece. Aiden Eklund, the third baseman, steps up and takes ball 1 on a pitch up and out.
Eklund's made a couple nice plays at the hot corner today for the Black Sox. We'll see if he can stay hot at the plate.
Good breaking ball there from Kilzer. Finds enough of the zone and evens the count at 1-1.
That breaking ball is a thing of beauty. That thing just has great break on it. It looks pretty coming out of his hand. Does a really good job of varying his arm angle so you don't know what he's going to throw when he throws it. It's truly beautiful watching Kilzer work out there off the mound.
So that one misses just inside. As that first strike from Kilzer, Eklund thought it was going to hit him.
Yeah, it's got such late break and like erratic break on it that, yeah, you would think it was going to hit you. It starts in the batter's box, finishes out over the middle of the plate, and that's just what a good pitcher will do. He'll command that breaking ball.
As that one's going to be up and out, but a swing and a miss from Eklund. Count out at 2-2.
This count right here is where you start to see the poise of a hitter and a pitcher really kind of get showcased right here. You got a runner on first, tie ball game early. This is where you can set the tone, get things figured out for the rest of the game right here in this type of at-bat.
2-2. That one misses just inside, and the count full to the Black Sox third baseman. Looking to try and do some more damage here with only 1 down in the bottom of the second. Payoff pitch from Kilzer. Runner takes off. That one's going to be fouled off near the batting cages. And Eklund stays alive.
Usually you'd see the runner take off on a 3-2 count in a 2-out situation with runners on, but Gordy Nuno with 1 out had the green light to run, and he got a great jump on that pitch. I thought he actually would have beat the throw if there was a throw, but looks like maybe a hit-and-run situation here on a 3-2 with 1 out.
3-2 again. Runner does not go, but that one will miss outside And Eklund will reach on a 1-out walk, and the Black Sox now with 2 on with 1 out.
Yeah, they're going. Aaron Archer now up to the plate. Has had a very productive summer so far. He's the brother of Robert Archer, both of which are from Ohio, respectively. So let's see if he can do some damage here with a runner in scoring position.
Black Sox DH and Archer rips that one foul down the third base line. As you said, yeah, just trying to do some damage, trying to look and take the lead after giving up that run on the error back in the top of the second. As they have Nuno and Eklund on base. 0-1. Swing and a miss. I believe it was going to be, it's going to be fouled off. As Kilzer finds himself up the count 0-2, and if you're him, you're trying to get that ever-important second out, which can always be a really big deal. Obviously here as well, double play ball is in effect if you trying to get out of the inning with just an out, just a run of damage.
100%.
He's up in the count 0-2. That one to be in the dirt. Good block there from Obrecht.
Tanner Obrecht is really solid behind the plate. You see he got his body in front of that ball. The moment that ball kind of escapes out in front of him, throws his mask off, gets out there, makes sure that the runners aren't going. Really thorough, really quick, really good behind the plate.
Kilzer remains up in the count. The 1-2 pitch. Now we're going to be chopped back to the pitcher, and he's just going to go to first with it. Kilzer flips to Tommy Rowland, and there's 2 down, but both runners move into scoring position.
Another good job by these hitters on preventing a double play with just a simple ground ball. Kilzer does a good job getting off the mound, however, running the ball to the base. The more, the closer you get to that base, the less room there is for error, and it's more of a sure play because you can just underhand it over there.
So it brings up the extra hitter, Jackson Yeager. First pitch he sees will be away for ball 1. That one will be shot down the left field line and just foul. That one would have been a huge break that was a huge break for Kilzer, but that would have been a huge hit there for the Black Sox. Yeager ripped that one. That was an absolute screamer down the line, just foul, as that would have most likely, definitely brought home Nuno and Eklund, and most likely been extra bases for the Black Sox extra hitter.
100%. That was a frozen rope down the line. That just missed foul barely. That was just within a foot or two on the left side of the line. So we'll see if he can go again and get one out and play.
Now the 1-1 going to be shot into center, and that one will get down on the infield, and the shortstop in Allen couldn't corral it. And Nuno will come across the score, and the Black Sox take the lead here with a 2 spot in the second.
That was deceptive. I thought that ball was skied into center field. I thought that ball was a lot deeper. It was just a little blooper.
I thought, as you could hear, I thought it was going to land in front of McAlexander out in center, but it just landed behind the second base bag, and Gage Allen just couldn't corral it. They're going to call that a hit for Yeager, and it gives the Black Sox the lead and brings the top of the order back up, and Nick DeMonte, excuse me.
Kind of a tongue twister there for you, Mike. That's okay. This is one of the fastest players here in the Corn Belt League this season, so maybe some small ball here for the Black Sox. You could try to just pat one out there.
This one going to be grounded to the second baseman, and Jacob Aberg flipped on to first. Tommy Rowland makes the catch. Side is retired, but Black Sox respond with 2 of their own, so they take a 1-run lead into the third inning.
For the Black Sox.
back here on Tuesday Night Baseball here on the Corn Belt League Network. Bombers brought across the run in the top of the second, but the Black Sox responded with 2 in the bottom half as they take a 2-1 lead into the top of the third, as we have the third baseman Nick Ripa leading things off as he grounded out to second to start things off in the game, as he fouls that one off near the batting cages and bullpen of the Bombers, and it's 0-1. Swing and a miss on another great pitch from Novotny, and it's 0-2.
Got to make a quick comment. If you look at the weather outside, it's beautiful, sunny, a little breezy, but about 2 hours ago, if you were to go outside, it was cloudy, a little rainy.
It was Nebraska weather. I went into my dentist appointment. It was sunny. I came out. It was raining. 0-2 to Nick Ripa is a high fastball, and Novotny gets Ripa to chase. And the punch out of the third baseman of the Bombers is the first out of the third inning. Outside of that 1 run on the error, Novotny's been very solid thus far. 3 hits on 1 run so far in this one. That one misses for ball 2. Two-0 pitch rides a little inside, and it's 3-0 to Cam Madsen. And after a 3-pitch strikeout to Nick Ripa, Novotny deals a 4-pitch walk, and Madsen reaches. And it brings up Carson Wright, the extra hitter.
Number 19, Carson Wright.
Wright walked back in the first as the check down to first. Madsen caught a little off guard, but able to dive back in there safely. As the 3-hitter for the Bombers will pop this one foul near the press box here, but over to the left side, and it's 0-1.
I've said this numerous times. One of these days, we're going to make a play up here. Granted,
How's that gonna happen, though?
The window's barely cracked open up here, but one of these days, I want a foul ball to come up here, and I want one of us to make just a Sports Center play up here.
How would that happen when we have glass?
I just said we'd open the window up a little bit.
That's fair. One of these nights we got to do that, but we just got to make sure it's not too windy.
Correct. I don't want papers blowing all over the place like Armageddon out here.
As the 0-1 to Madsen, skied over to the right side. It's going to foul harmlessly. Back to your point. I'm going to be sitting in your spot for the game later tonight.
So you better be making some plays, Mike.
I better be, yeah.
Yeah, you better be making some plays.
I'll be ready. I don't have my glove with me, but I'll make sure.
You better be a Gold Glove candidate broadcaster.
I'll make sure to be prepared. The 0-2, up and in. As we said, later tonight at 8 p.m., the nightcap of our doubleheader. Great game in the Blue Dogs taking on the Crop Dusters. Should be a fun one here from Seymour Smith Park. One-two, runner goes, and it's going to be a strikeout, I believe. Yeah. I believe so. Yeah, it's going to be a backwards K for Carson Wright.
Yeah.
As he watched strike 3 catch enough of the plate. Cam Madsen moves up to second.
Almost a strike him out, throw him out situation right there for the Black Sox. The field umpire and the home plate umpire having a discussion. Not sure what about. It might be where they want to go get dinner after the game. Might be about the 4th of July. Might be about the College World Series. Yada, yada, who. Let's play some baseball.
So Madsen moves up to second. And Nick Barnett grounds it to third. Eklund throwing on to first. And his throw is a little offline, pulls the first baseman and Heidenreich off the bag. And Barnett will reach safely on the throwing error from Aiden Eklund.
Eklund, who has had a couple sure plays so far this game, that time just shot the ball a little too off the bag, overthought it maybe a little bit, pulled it down the line. Thought Heinrich did a really good job of almost applying the tag on the reach out.
Yeah, I thought you even thought that it was applied.
I thought he was applied in time, but we don't have an instant replay system up here. We've talked about getting one. And Connor Shelton would be the lead of the instant replay system.
1-0 pitch to Gage Allen. Misses just outside for ball 2.
Oh, we have spotted some canines.
Oh, no. You know Ethan and his canines as Allen takes strike 1.
I am just a sucker for pooches.
There we go. You got your canines there.
There we go. That is a big fluff ball.
2-1 to Gage Allen. Rides a little inside in the count now 3-1.
My heart is happy knowing I got my canines on the broadcast. I feel like a content man.
3-1 pitch. Misses inside, and Eklund walks Gage Allen, and the bases are loaded here with 2 down.
All the funny commentary out here, but, man, bases are loaded here for the Bombers, and Dylan Novotny's got to lock in here with 2 outs. A force out at home, really any bases, I guess. He's got to force out if it's a dribbler in front of the catcher, just steps back, steps on the bag. You don't have to do anything fancy here, just get out of this inning.
As it now Tommy Rowland, who struck out looking back in the second. And quick little mound visit as Novotny has allowed his last 2 batters he's faced to reach.
Got to make a note, there is no one warming up in either bullpen. There's no one up in the Black Sox bullpen, so it's not urgent that Novotny can come out. Vern's just going out there, head coach Vern Hastings is going out there to talk to him, calm him down, make sure he's dialed in for this last out here in the top of the 3rd.
Novotny looking to get out of yet another jam as he's done so twice thus far, but looking to do it again here in the 3rd, the 1-0. It's a great pitch that catches the corner part of the plate. As you said, Novotny good at painting those corners, as he did so there. 1-1 pitch. This is outside. Tommy Rowland looking to get something going and try and get the Bombers back at least even. Is that one going to get away from Gordy Nuno? To the plate comes Madsen, and he's going to get tagged out at home. What a play from Gordy Nuno to get that ball to Novotny at home, and he puts the tag on, and the Bombers can't capitalize on the bases loaded as Black Sox with some good defensive play as they retain their lead 2-1 as we head to the home half of the 3rd. Bombers put the bases loaded, but unable to capitalize as Black Sox with some good defensive play. Gertie Nuno was able to recover from the wild pitch, tossed to Novotny, and tag out Cam Madsen at home to end things back in the top half of the third as Josh Kilzer trots back out for his third inning of work against the top of the order, Nick DeMonte. Or excuse me, as Dominic DeMaro. That one fouled off, and it's 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch in the dirt for ball 1.
I could go for a juicy hamburger right about now.
I could as well. Either that or a hot dog or a smoothie.
Yeah.
As that one popped into the third base foul territory, and a good play over there by Nick Ripa. As Dominic DeMaro pops out to third for the first out of the inning.
You know who's got smoothies? The concession stand at
Concession
J.J.
stand
Isaacson.
at J.J. Isaacson Field here at beautiful Seymour Smith Park for just $6. You too can also get yourself a smoothie from the concession stand here as Caven Steenbach steps to the plate.
The enthusiasm. Wow. Oh. Wow. The enthusiasm right there. I've never heard that much enthusiasm from Mike life.
1-0 pitch to Steenbach is down and away for ball 2. I just really like smoothies. Smoothies are really good.
I will say the smoothies here, if you can add protein to them, are pretty good.
I'm yet to have one. Is this one going to be a tough play for the shortstop as Steenbach's going to reach on a infield single? That one was very deep into the shallow infield over there for Gage Allen at the shortstop position as he was unable to make the play, but that was tough as they're going to rule that a hit. Obviously, very hard play there for Allen as nearly got him, but Steenbach reaches as brings up Dylan Fuller. 1-0 now to Dylan Fuller, the right fielder here for the Black Sox. One-0 turns into 1-1 as Fuller fouls that one off towards the Black Sox dugout. One now to Fuller outside. Talking about the Grimace shake up here?
I'm hungry.
We're all hungry. We haven't eaten in a while, so we apologize, but we are discussing what we're trying to brainstorm ideas for what we might get for dinner. So
Correct.
we apologize for the food talk. 2-1 as going to try for a back pick over at first will Tanner Obrecht. He threw it down to Tommy Rowland over at first after Fuller swung over strike 2.
Right idea for Obrecht. Steenbach was getting a little too aggressive on that secondary lead down the first or down the line going to second. Obrecht kind of wanted to give him a reality check down there, keep him honest, make sure that he doesn't go when he's not supposed to.
Kilzer has worked the count to 2-2. As that one going to be fouled off to the left side, and Dylan Fuller will stay alive.
Doing a really good job of staying alive is Dylan Fuller. The 2-2 count here, though, you got to expect that Kilzer, who has been dealing all day, he's given up 3 hits and 1 earned run, but he's got a couple strikeouts to his name. You got to think that he's going to give his best pitch, which is his breaking ball right here.
2-2 from Kilzer again. Runner takes off. Going to be skied into center. Nick Alexander on the run, and he's not going to be able to get there. Fuller will get to second, rounding second. Coming home is Steenbach, and a 1-out triple brings home another run for the Black Sox as Dylan Fuller with an RBI triple. Steenbach went first to home, and Fuller now just 90 feet away, and the Black Sox take a 3-1 lead. As you can see there really quickly, another canine.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
As you say.
The canine. I love the canines.
Don't we all?
We do.
That one going to be shot down the line, and it will be foul. Seems like the wind has had maybe some effect on those screamers down the left field line, as Yeager nearly had one back in the second.
That's a great point, though. You make that point because the wind is blowing out to left center, left field-ish. So that is a great point. The wind could be very much affecting these types of like ball flights off the bat, changing the direction of them.
And Sexton takes a great pitch from Kilzer for strike 2. So Black Sox have jumped in front now 3-1. And some insurance on third now with Dylan Fuller. 1-2 from Kilzer. Down and away, but a good block from Obrecht to keep the runner at bay at third.
I've been really impressed with the plate discipline today for the Black Sox. I thought they've really been able to work counts. They've been able to see the ball effectively, and they've gotten 5 hits. They've been kind of timing up Kilzer up at the plate. I've been really impressed with their approach and their discipline out at the plate today.
So that one going to be popped over to Tommy Rowland, who will make the catch. Runner stays at third, and there's 2 down.
Just got a little too underneath that one, dropped your bat a little bit, popped it up. No harm done for the Black Sox or the Bombers. That's a good out, though, for the Bombers, especially with the runner on third. He could have easily skied one into left center, right center, center field. That would have brought home a run, so definitely a big out right there for Kilzer.
Cody Heidenreich now up. He struck out looking back in the second. And part of that 2-run inning for the Black Sox, who already with 5 hits so far. So, as you said, this Black Sox team, better than their record, and they've showed that thus far.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, they've pieced up a couple nice hits. They've gotten deep in the counts. They've gotten on base, stolen bases. Their defense has been there. They do have given up 2 errors, but it has been there. It's been improved.
That breaking ball shies away from Heidenreich, and it's just away for ball 2.
You don't want to walk Heidenreich. That'd be the worst thing that you could do in this situation. You want to get this out. You want to give your team going in the top of the 4th a chance.
As that won't help as he throws ball 3 in the other batter's box. So now hitters count to the Black Sox first baseman. (3-1). As they're going to say, held up on the check swing, and Heidenreich will trot down to first, and runners are now on the corners with 2 down.
It's tough on check swings because you don't have a first and third base umpire routinely. The only time you would have a first base umpire is in a situation like at the start of the inning with no outs or no runners on. Tough because you can't check your swing. You can't go down to the third or first base umpire and have him say that he swung.
As that brings up Gordy Nuno, the catcher for the Black Sox, who made a great sliding play back in the second to get out of the jam. top of the third, back the early part of this inning. As he finds himself up in the count 2-0.
We've got some movement up and going in the Bombers bullpen. Gaston Fox from Riverland Community College is up and throwing, getting the arm ready to go here. As it looks like he's waiting for the call to come in from the pen.
As that brings out the manager of the Bombers, as he's just going to talk to Josh Kilzer, as he's thrown 2 2/3 thus far.
I don't think head coach Micah Blackman's going to pull him because there is 2 outs. You got to give him enough trust and reliability to go out there and get you 1 more out. Yeah, he's down 2-0 in the count, but you got to go out there and at least enforce contact. You got to get a ball on the ground. A ball on the ground, there's a force out at first and second. Not one at third or at home, but you still got to get the out.
Kilzer at 60 pitches through 8 outs of work. 2-0 pitch, fouled off to the right side.
Man, that's like 4 balls that have came up here really close to the press box.
We're waiting for one.
I'm gonna tee one of these up one time, man.
I just really hope it does not hit the glass here. That would not be good.
These are giant pane glasses here, though. That's a pretty big target.
I would hope that they would be able to hold it, as that one lined, and Jacob Aberg just takes 1 step to the right and catches the line out from Gordy Nuno, but the Black Sox put across another, and they take a 3-1 lead into the 4th inning here on the Corn Belt League Network. Through 3 here from J.J. Isaacson Field, Black Sox hold a 3-1 lead. Their starter and Dylan Novotny steps back out for his 4th inning of work, as he will face Tommy Rowland, who ended the last inning up to bat but did not finish his at-bat, as there was a passed ball that ended up being an out at home. So he will start things off here in the top half of the 4th. This count work to 1-1. back foot slider misses for ball 2. As you said, Novotny with that great breaking ball. He's been working with it all afternoon. Is that one going to be skied into left over there near the line, and making the catch is Dominic DeMauro. And Roland is retired for the first out of the 4th inning.
Now batting, the right fielder from Creighton Club Team, number 25, Luke Tillman.
Luke Tillman, the right fielder, 1 for 1 thus far, singled back in the 2nd and came around to score the only run of the Bombers thus far. But he will ground to Luke Saxton, who throws over to Cody Heidenreich, and there's a quick 2 down here in the top of the 4th.
Now batting,
Heidenreich dropped the ball, but they called him out anyway. They said, the umpire said it was a glove-to-hand transition. It was a transition drop and not an actual drop. Not like a Adam Thielen drop. It was more of just like a drop, like a transition drop.
I feel like Adam Thielen had some of the better hands on that team.
Well, they cut him, so.
That's true. That one going to be blooped foul over the right side of the fence. Tyson McAlexander, who had a great diving catch back earlier in this one. It's a great breaking ball. Broke over the head of McAlexander and caught the zone for strike 2. That ball literally curved over the head of the Bombers center fielder. And now here's the 1-2 pitch. Gonna catch? No, it's not. It's going to miss just outside. Thought that the home plate umpire was about to make a punch-out call, but...
I can confidently tell you Ethan McCormick, the broadcasting umpire, thought that was a strike.
Oh, and a swing. I believe it hit him, and they're going to say that he gets first. No, they're not.
He swung. That's a strike, in my opinion. I don't think you should be entitled to the base on a swing. We saw this in the College World Series where a batter got hit and he swung. That's a strike. You swung.
Yeah, correct. I don't think that this should be ruled as...
I don't think it should be ruled a dead ball, in my opinion. You swung. It doesn't matter if you're in self-defense. They're going to keep him at first. That honestly doesn't make sense to me. The bat clearly broke the plane. Yes, the ball hit him, but the bat broke the plane.
The rule clearly states that even if you're hit by a pitch, if you swing in any way, you're not entitled to the bag. So in my opinion, pretty confused on why Tyson McAlexander was awarded first base, but nonetheless, he reaches on the hit by pitch, and it brings up the second baseman, Jacob Aber.
And head coach Vern Hasty went out there to go plead his case on and ask a question, probably why is he standing on first right now? I would ask that same question. I just don't understand because the bat broke the plane. If the bat breaks the plane and it hits you, it's still a strike because your body is technically considered part of the bat in that situation.
Is that one going to be grounded? It was very weird. It rolled in foul territory back into fair territory. Novotny scoops it up and on to first, and the side is retired. So the hit by pitch doesn't mean much, as next pitch is going to be a put out as we head to the bottom of the 4th, 3-1 Black Sox here from Tuesday Night Baseball. Black Sox hold a 3-1 lead as their defense has been very good thus far. And it will now head to the bottom of the fourth, leading things off with Aiden Eklund. Ethan, what have you seen out of both these teams that has really stood out to you so far?
For the Black Sox, I think it's been plate discipline. They've really been working deep counts. They've been finding pitches that they can hit, and they've pieced a couple out there. For the Bombers, they've been good defensively. No errors. The only thing I'd say they need to do is get the bats going a little bit more. They only have 2 less hits than the Black Sox, and they have 2 less runs as well, and 2 less errors. So they're just 2s behind everything across the board.
New pitcher now for the Bombers is Gaston Fox. His first pitch is a strike. So that one going to be popped up into right field. Under it is Luke Tillman, and there's one down.
That's a can of corn. You just camp underneath that one, make some s'mores, maybe get a nice smoothie. It's a can of corn out there. Can of corn.
So the fly out to the right fielder will bring up Aaron Archer, designated hitter, who grounded out to the pitcher back in the second. Is this one going to be skied in the infield? Under it is Tommy Rowland, and he'll come on to make the catch. And 2 quick outs for the Bombers defense here in the bottom of the fourth. So now the bottom of the order, and Jackson Yeager, who had an RBI single back in the second. He steps to the plate here with 2 down and no on here in the fourth.
2 quick outs. That's exactly how the Bombers want to work if they want to get back into this game.
Is that one going to miss outside? This umpire seems to have kind of be indecisive. Sometimes he'll turn to make the call, but then change his mind, as he did there, the 1-0. Going to be low for ball 2.
Also slightly inconsistent. Don't know what you're going to get out of this umpire on any given pitch. He's called some balls that were strikes. He's called some strikes that were balls. Ball. Oh, wait, that made no sense what I just said. I'm not going to lie. Oh, boy. I got ahead of myself. I'm sorry.
Yeager works the count to 3-0. It's all right. The entire crew still loves you, Ethan. Don't worry.
He was okay. I'm just not even gonna. We're just gonna
3-0 to Jackson Yeager.
We're gonna continue on.
Is now 4-0 as he will walk and reach with 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth.
I am sorry to the viewer at home. I pride myself as a man of knowledge, faith, and a man that deeply resembles the game of baseball.
Walk to Yeager brings back to the top of the order. Brings us back to the top of the order. Nick DeMonte, who grounded out to second to end the second inning. It's 0 for 2 thus far. Well, he's looking to do some damage here with 2 down. Kind of a half swing, but ball missed inside. So Yeager on first. The Black Sox maintain a 2-run lead.
We've got some movement going up in the Bombers bullpen as Aaron Einzel gets some throws going over there for the Bombers respectively.
That one, ball 3. And that's going to be 7 straight balls from Gaston Fox after recording 2 quick outs to start the inning. So not ideal from the Bombers reliever. 3-0 catches the plate. And Fox finds the zone and count now 3-1. 3-1 outside, and after 2 quick outs, the Black Sox have put 2 on here with 2 down. Bit of a 2-out rally, if you will, from this Black Sox squad, who have been really solid up to this point. You wouldn't think that this is a team that's lost 7 of their first 8 games. It's been a very solid showing from them through those first 4 innings.
Right, like we've been saying that all game. They're very disciplined. They're a good team. They can piece together some innings and some games. They just got to start stringing them together.
Dominic DeMauro now up, as he will leave that one upstairs. As now you got a guy in scoring position in Jackson Yeager. So if you can put a ball in the outfield, you can try and add on to this lead. Pitch from Fox. Misses high again. So 9 of the last 10 pitches from Gaston Fox. Or excuse me, 10 of the last 11 pitches from Gaston Fox have been balls. So that's why you got your catcher in Obrecht going out to try and calm down his pitcher, as he had a quick 2 outs to start the inning, but after that, it's been a rough couple of batters for this righty. We're all thinking about food, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
we're all hungry after
100%. I'm so hungry I could eat a horse.
You got the McDonald's pulled up right now. As that one to the shortstop and Gage Allen, and a good play, strike across the diamond. And the Black Sox will strand 2, but they still hold a 3-1 lead through 4 innings here on Tuesday Night Baseball. Ten, 1, and 2 due up here for the Bombers in the top half of the 5th. So if you're the Bombers right here, you're thinking, hey, I got the top of my order coming up. This is a great opportunity to try and dig back into this lead. You've gone down 3-1 here to the Black Sox. This one going to be it's going to be grounded into left field. And the leadoff man is on for the Bombers. So, and yeah, as I was saying, we got leadoff single from Tanner Obrecht, and now you got the top of your order, Nick Ripa, coming up. So if you're the Bombers here, even though you're down 2, you got to be feeling really good.
Right, like you've still got to be feeling good, but the Bombers, they have got to – this has got to be the inning. You got 10-1-2, your top of the order coming up. Now that your first guy would fly out to right field here, but I spoke maybe a little too soon, but you still got the top of your order coming up. You got your 2-hole guy coming up. You got 2, 3, 4 coming up in the next 3 batters. This is the three most dangerous hitters in your lineup. You got to go out there, piece together some hits. And Cam Madsen steps up to the plate here, so you've got the guys. You just got to go up there and do it.
So yeah, Cam Madsen now up. Has singled and walked in this one thus far. Has reached third both times. He's gone on base, but eventually he, back in the third, was thrown out at home on a pass ball trying to score. But finds himself here in a situation where he could do some damage if he can place the ball correctly. Ryan, it's called a deluxe McCrispy meal. This one going to be skied into foul territory. Under it is Heidenreich. And after a leadoff single, Novotny has gotten the 1 and 2 guys for the Bombers to pop out. And now there's 2 down. So some good pitching here from Novotny after giving up a single to start this inning off.
The Bombers need Carson Wright to do the right thing right here. No pun intended.
The right thing. Heidenreich, the Reich thing.
I'm talking about Carson Wright, the guy batting.
Why am I talking about the first baseman of the Black Sox?
Oh, boy.
But yeah, you're right.
Day 5 without food. We get names wrong.
Yep. It's a rough life here in the press box.
It really isn't.
we have an incredibly nice facility here at Seymour Smith Park. So
We do.
I mean, if you could look around this, you can look around the park. It's absolutely beautiful. It's just very well taken care of. Oh yeah, we got the splash park back behind us as well. So we got some softball fields over to our right as well. So very nice park here as Wright finds himself down 0-2, as you were saying with Carson Wright.
They need him to do the right thing. And that would be to drive in a run here for the
I
Bombers.
think the pun was intended. 0-2 count.
Yeah.
Outside, runner goes down to second is the throw, and that's going to bounce into center. But runner will be safe at second. I believe that's a courtesy runner. That's number 6 for the Bombers. That is Aaron Einsel down at second. Carson Wright, 1 and 2 pitch. Grounded to Eklund as he's going to have some trouble with it. And he's going to go to third. Einzel's going to try and advance to third. So Eklund bobbled it at third, but quickly recovers by cutting the runner down at third. And maybe a bit of a mishap on the base paths. And Einzel's cut down at third.
That's an interesting fielder's choice right there. But Eklund did what was right. We go to the bottom of the 5th here. Black Sox still hold a 2-run lead.
Black Sox with some good defensive play thus. So they carry a 3-1 lead into the bottom half of the 5th. Caben Steenbach, the shortstop, to lead things off. He is 1 for 1 thus far as he was hit by a pitch back in the first. Singled and came around to score in the third as Now he leads things off here in the 5th. As that one going to be skied into left. That one's going to be back, and it's going to be over the head of the left fielder. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Steenbach going to be rounding second. He's looking for third. The throw from the cutoff man is not in time, and Steenbach gets in with a leadoff triple, and the Black Sox offense is once again in business.
The majority of the triples that we see here in the Corn Belt League, I feel like, come from that 8-9 gap, or excuse me, that 7-8 gap, the left fielder to center fielder gap out there. It gets skied out there. I mean, the outfielders have a hard time getting to it. Now, on the flip side, though, for the Bombers, I was meaning to say this before the pitch even happened. There's someone up in the pen. Adam Eggert, number 23, is up in the pen for the Bombers. The Wayne State College young man is up and warming in the Bombers' pen.
This is now Dylan Fuller, the cleanup man for the Black Sox, as he fouls the first pitch he sees off over to the left side, as he's looking to drive in another insurance run as a great start to the inning as Kevin Steenbach with leadoff triple. That one fouled off. Count to 0-2. Oh, 0-2 pitch. Down and in for ball one. As Gaston Fox does remain out there for the Bombers. Coming in relief back in the 4th inning. 1-2 pitch. Down and away, and Fuller works the count back even to 2-2. Pitch up and away. So Fuller was down 0-2, and he's worked the count now full. Looking to drive in that 4th run for the Black Sox. Payoff pitch from Fox. Fouled off, and this at-bat will continue for at least another pitch. Payoff pitch from Fox once again. Going to miss high and away. And Fuller works himself into a no-out walk after going down 0-2. And now runners on the corners with no outs.
Now batting, the second baseman from Ellsworth.
Not ideal if you're the Bombers looking to get back into this one. Not the best start here in the bottom of the 5th as runners already on the corners. It brings up Luke Saxton, who singled back in the 2nd, came around to score the first run for the Black Sox. Runner takes off from first. Not even going to try, but now Black Sox, 2 runners in scoring position and the double play ball out of effect. Stolen base from Dylan Fuller. Now the 1-1 to Saxton, swung on and missed. You got to be feeling good if you're the Black Sox here.
100%. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, 2 runners in scoring position. And this is kind of the guy you want Luke Saxton up at the plate.
He's going to shoot this one into shallow center field. Steenbach thought about heading to home, but put on the brakes and retreated to 3rd. So runners will remain at 2nd and 3rd after the shallow fly out from Luke Saxton.
You would know better than the run on Tyson McAlexander out there in center field. He showed off the cannon, the missile out there. But we're going to see a pitching change, it looks like here, I think, finally. Head coach Micah Blackman's going to go out there and get his guy.
So that will be the end of the day for Gaston Fox, as we'll see a pitching change here with 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Pitching change here with 1 down in the bottom of the 5th. Adam Eggert will take the bump now for the Bombers. What can you tell us about him, Mr. McCormick?
Well, Adam Eggert from Wayne State University. Adam Eggert has been a pretty good, pivotal part of this bullpen. 1.40 ERA, lays down a bunt. We've got a little bit of a situation here.
Oh, no. As it's gonna take a while to explain what just happened, but it looked like a suicide squeeze from Cody Heidenreich. Runners took off from 2nd and 3rd. The bunt was missed, and Steenbach was caught halfway down 3rd. Fuller stayed on 3rd, and Obrecht tried to throw down to 3rd to get Steenbach. He missed the third baseman, and the ball trickled into left. Both runners come over to score. It was a good play there from Gage Allen. It looks like a new shortstop. But, yes, 2 runners come across to score for the Black Sox on the error.
As I was saying about Eggert before I promptly got interrupted by what was quite possibly the most interesting suicide squeeze play, 1.4 ERA in 10 innings pitched for Adam Eggert. Now 10 1/3, I guess, with a little bit lower ERA. With a 1.7 whip and a 237 opponent's batting average with 10 strikeouts to 8 walks on the year. I always like to describe what whip is. I'll wait until after this play.
Walks and hits per innings pitched, as the 4-3 ground out from Gordy Nuno will end the inning. Black Sox bring across 2 more on a very interesting suicide squeeze. So the lead for the Black Sox now up to 4 as we head to the 6th here on the Corn Belt League Network. Black Sox brought across 2 more runs back in the bottom of the 5th. They lead it 5-1 as we head to the top of the 6th. Ethan, I cut you off. You were saying you wanted to explain what whip was.
Yeah, you kind of already did a good enough job explaining what it was. I'll wait until after this pitch.
I only did that because the inning was about to end, so I apologize, but go ahead.
Excuse me. Whip is walks and hits per inning pitch. So essentially what you do, it's the sum of the pitcher's walks and hits divided by his total innings pitched. That's kind of exactly how you would do that. So 10 hits, 10 walks, plus 10 innings pitched. That would be a 1 walk or 1 whip.
Thank you for the math.
Okay, hold on. I need to say something. Okay. You guys are laughing at my math ability up here. I'm slow, okay, but I got it right. Jeez,
Thank you, Ethan.
man.
This is a very interesting broadcast.
Yeah, the viewers are definitely probably wondering, gone or wondering
Because
what
they're
we're doing.
probably annoyed by us. So, strike 3 called on a breaking ball, as Nick Barnett will get sat down on a backwards K to open things up. As what a game for Novotny. What a game so far. 5 1/3 from him. So it's been a very good outing from the Black Sox pitcher. Let's take a look at his line. Yeah, 5 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run, and it wasn't earned. 3 walks and 5 punch-outs. So very good outing thus far, as now Dalton Farron, the replacement for Gage Allen, comes in to bat here in the 6th inning. So he finds himself down 0-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. So 3 pitches and another strikeout make it 6 for Novotny. And now 2 down in the top of the 6th.
Novotny is looking like an ace out there this game. He's pretty much dominated the strike zone, only given up 4 hits, 1 run. Novotny's been impressive. That breaking ball has looked electric. The fastball he's locating. He's working quick in the counts. He does a really good job of not wasting any movement. He's confident. He's poised. He's locked in. Really like how Novotny has pitched here today for the Black Sox.
As he's already got 2 down, as he's retired the first couple of batters for the Bombers here in the top half of the 6th. So here's Tommy Rowland, check swing, and they're going to say he went. I believe that also caught enough of the zone, so count now to 1-2.
Yeah, just caught the upper half of the zone. I thought that was a strike. That's a good call by the home plate blue.
And another strike 3. So Dylan Novotny strikes out the side. It's strikeouts number 5, 6, and 7. And he's through 6. We head to the bottom half of the 6th. Black Sox still lead 5-1. back out here. I believe that's still Adam Eggert out there for the Bombers.
29,
Aiden Eklund lead things off here in the bottom half of the 6th. He has walked and flown out to right thus far, as the Black Sox hold a 5-1 lead. It's been a very strong showing from a team that's only 1-7, but as we were saying, this team's a lot better than their record, so interesting to see what has unfolded today as Eklund fouls off strike 2. 0-2 pitch outside to Eklund.
You're welcome. Connor said you're welcome. No, not just speech.
1-2 pitch and a breaking ball that caught enough of the outside corner. Eklund doesn't like it, but a backwards K for Eggert, and there's 1 down.
Eklund immediately turned around and reacted to that, and he's still not agreeing with the call, walking back. He's kind of taking his time walking back to the dugout. He immediately looked back at the umpire. Thought that ball was maybe a little off the plate, just a little bit, but nonetheless.
Aaron Archer now up. Grounded out to the pitcher and popped out to the first baseman. He's worked the count to 2-0. 2-0, swung on and missed. Archer sits in for the 2-1. And another good breaking ball from Eggert there that broke out from the outside in, as he's now even the count at 2-2. The pitch going to be shot into left. Camping under it is Cam Madsen, and he makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning.
Now batting, the extra hitter from McCook Community College.
Jackson
number
Yeager
41,
steps up to the plate.
Jackson Yeager.
He is 1 for 1 with a RBI single and a walk. So he fouls that one off. So it's been a all-around great game here from the Black Sox offense. It's 5 runs on 6 hits and 1 error on the Bombers. They have a 4-run lead, looking to pick up their 2nd win on the year. This one going to be popped into shallow right, coming on to make the catch is the right fielder. He can't make it, and Yeager will move to 2nd. They're going to call that a hit. So Yeager 2 for 2 on the day, as Luke Tillman was unable to make the catch out there in right. So Yeager will reach 2nd, and it brings back up the top of the order in Nick DeMonte.
DeMonte is 0 for 2 in this game. He grounded out to 3rd, and then he grounded out to 2nd in his 2 at-bats, or in his 2 registered at-bats, and then he drew a walk in the 4th inning.
I have always wondered why, like, hit by pitches, walks, stuff like that doesn't count as an at-bat.
You know, I'm not quite sure. I've always kind of wondered that same thing. It counts as a plate appearance, but it doesn't count as an at-bat. probably because you get on with a defensive indifferences would be my guess.
I would guess since it's not counting towards or against your average.
Right. It's not like the defense just failed to make a play or you found a gap or something like that. It's just a defensive indifference, I'd say. So I think that would be a big contributing factor.
As Nick DeMonte has worked the count to 3-0, but leaves that one off. Most likely had the red light, but a good pitch there from Eggert to stay in the count at 3-1. Outside, ball 4, and DeMonte reaches on a 2-out walk.
His second straight walk and 2 straight plate appearances. Expect him to be moving here. He is very quick. He's very speedy. The Black Sox have a comfortable 4-run lead, but you could be probably wanting to assume that they could be getting some insurance here.
Breaking ball in there for strike 1. As Eggert has had a decent outing thus far. I mean, obviously his team has struggled a bit on both sides of the ball, but Eggert has had a pretty decent night from the bump. As that one going to be off his glove, and I believe, yeah, it's just going to.
It should be ruled a base hit. That's a tough play for your pitcher to make. It is ruled a base hit. Good call by the scorers union up here in the press box.
Connor Shelton. We thank you, Connor Shelton, for being an absolute incredible scorekeeper throughout this entire Corn Belt season. But now the base is loaded for the Black Sox here with 2 outs as Dominic DiMauro steps to the plate. Big swing and a miss. Excuse me, now this is Caben Steenbach. Big swing and a miss to start his at-bat off. As that one going to be a check swing, and he did go around, so 0-2 now to the Black Sox shortstop. As the Bombers look to get out of this inning with no more damage as they try to make a comeback in the top of the 7th. As that one check swung, and they're going to say he went. Drop third strike, throw on to first over the head of the first baseman. He drew him off the bag, and a run will come home to score. It's 6-1 Black Sox.
That's just a tough play for Obrecht back there. I mean, that's a routine drop third strike. You come out, you try to gun him down. Instead, he kind of threw like a little lob down the first base line. Instead, it was off target. Tommy Rowland had to come off the bag a little bit to come and get to that ball. Not ideal. That's the insurance run that the Black Sox needed. Now they're up 5 when they go into the top of the 7th. Bearing that this runner on second and third and first, I guess, don't score here.
Number 16, Dylan Fuller.
This one will be chopped to first, and it's going to get through the 4-3 gap. 1 run comes across the score. Here comes another, and now they got a pickle down at second. And they're going to look to – now they got 2 pickles as Steenbach in a run down as he will be tagged out trying to reach home. But 2 more runs come across the score as we head to the final inning as a bit of a fiasco there at the end. And the Black Sox put across 3 more. It's 8-1 heading to the 7th inning. to lead things off here in the top half of the 7th. As the Bombers down to 7 now. Their last chance to get anything done. As Dylan Novotny heads out for his final inning of work. This one grounded to Eklund. Throw on to first, and Tillman grounds out to third to start things off here in the top of the 7th.
2 more outs here for the Bombers, and like you said, Novotny has just been dominant. He has been the kind of the spark that we were talking about earlier at the start of the broadcast that the Black Sox needed. He's gone 6 1/3, 4 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, 1 run, but it's been unearned. So he has really, truly been dialed in, and that scorebook for Dylan Novotny, that's a very attractive-looking scorebook. That is beautiful.
As another check swing, and they're going to say he did go. So now 0-2 on Tyson McAlexander. Only 92 pitches for Novotny. Through 6 1/3 thus far. 0-2 pitch is way outside for ball 1.
What's been most impressive to me is he has not had a leadoff walk, and he has not had a leadoff walk that's came around to score, and he has not had a single walk that has come around to score.
This one going to be skied into center. It's fairly deep. On to make the catch is Nick DeMonte out in center. Great play out there from the leadoff man of the Black Sox, and there's 2 down in the top of the 7th.
So he's faced 28 batters. He's gone 6 2/3. In those 28 batters, he's thrown 19 first pitch strikes. It's a very high percentage. That is a very, very high percentage. And when you're talking about college baseball, that would put you at the top of pretty much any conference that you would be competing in, no matter at what level, Division I to NAIA to JUCO. That's very good.
Jacob Aberg, the last chance for the Bombers. As that one going to be in there for strike 2. And Novotny 1 out away from giving the Black Sox their 2nd win on the year. 0-2 pitch to Aberg. Upstairs for ball 1. One-two pitch from Novotny to Aberg. Going to be shot into shallow right field. On to make the catch is Luke Saxton, and that will do it. A complete game, absolute gem from Dylan Novotny. And the Black Sox pick up their 2nd win on the year. They take down the Bombers 8-1 here in our first game of our Tuesday night doubleheader. We'll step aside. When we come back, we will have a player of the game interview with your winning pitcher, Dylan Novotny, here on the Corn Belt League Network. Final here from our first game of our doubleheader here from J.J. Isaacson Field. Black Sox take it 8-1. I'm here alongside our player of the game in Dylan Novotny. Complete game, 4 hits, no earned runs, only 3 walks and 7 Ks. What was working for you out there?
Yes, sir. So we started early with the fastball slider. It's what we always do. We just try to work fast and get out of innings with no runs. Throughout the game, they started to catch on a couple barrels, so I was like, all right, let's change it up a little bit. So I was faced with a lefty. We started working in the changeup, and so we would slow him down and then speed him up a couple times and then slow him back down to get a couple strikeouts there. So throughout the game, I was just thinking work some counts and just, dominate out there,
The Bombers were able to bring across the run back in the second inning to go up 1-0, and then you were able to put up 5 scoreless innings after that. How were you able to recover from an early mishap from your defense like that?
Yeah, so I have a lot of faith in my team. The record may not show it right now, but our boys can play, and I know that if I go out there and I compete, that my offense is going to get my back and they're going to score some runs. So it was nice having some faith in the teammate, and I knew if I just kept dialing in and getting strikeouts, strikes, and outs and whatever, I knew that my team would back me up. So.
As we were saying throughout the broadcast, this team's a lot better than the record shows. Lost 7 of their first 8, but tonight, obviously, a big win, a complete game from you. How are you guys able to kind of stay composed, even though the record might not show it?
Well, like I said, we have a good team, so losses don't determine who we are as people. Because our team can play, our team could easily go undefeated in this league without a doubt if we just play good ball every day, but that's not going to happen. So I just know that if our team keeps working, and we just stick with it and don't give up, it's we're going to get these wins eventually. And obviously, the 7 losses or whatever it is right now, it's just we just got to take that in the past, because that's in the past now, it's not in the future. So we just got to look at these coming up games and make sure that we keep playing our hearts out.
So that'll do it from us. Dylan, thank you so much.
Of course.
Black Sox 8-1 win here in the first game of our doubleheader. Make sure to stick around for our nightcap here on the Corn Belt League Network. We have the Blue Dogs and the Crop Dusters coming up here at the top of the hour at 8 p.m. Dylan, thank you so much once again, and good luck to you in the rest of your season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And we thank you all for watching tonight, and we hope you stick around for our next game.